Welcome. I am marketing expert and business coach Melissa Kellogg Lueck, and this is the Doing Business Like a Woman podcast, where we are exploring and teaching you how women are reinventing the way business is done and money is made to help you create greater impact and financial freedom, one business at a time. Well, hello, friends. Hello, ladies. How's it going? I hope you're having a fabulous day and enjoying fall. And I wanted to stop in today and chat with you about setting goals. And I really, as I sat down to outline this episode, I really thought I was going to talk to you, I don't know, I guess it's kind of the typical why it's important to set goals because, we're business women and we should be setting goals and that's what all the super successful people do, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And which is all true. Yes, it's November, and I really want to encourage you to start thinking about 2025 and what you want to create in the new year. But the real reason, and so when I really sat with this idea, because I don't know, that surface level stuff was just not resonating with me, and the message just kept coming up that what is the real reason that we want to be setting goals and making plans. And the real reason for me and what I want to offer to you is that the real reason for setting a goal for 2025 and creating a plan to make it happen, the real reason that I want you to consider doing this and doing it with me is that you matter. You matter. Your calling matters. Your business matters. The work you're doing in the world, the lives, the people you are impacting, including those in your own household and in your community and your family, it matters. They matter, right? So it's not just about setting revenue goals and, tons and tons of to-do lists. The reason why I want you to consider setting a goal and making a plan for this coming year and the years beyond is that you matter. So how this came up is my coach was asking me recently what I want to be thinking as I'm going through this launch. I'm currently enrolling students for my Envision 2025 event where we get together for online. I do it live. It's online. We get together for an hour each morning, starting December 9th through 13th. And I'm taking my students through the whole process of goal setting and planning that I love. I love planning stuff, okay? Just know that about me. But so my coach was asking me, what do you want to be thinking as you're going through this launch, as you're enrolling people in this program? What's going to keep you motivated? What's going to keep you showing up even when registrations are pouring in like they are right now, thank God, or even when I feel like no one is listening or no one's watching and no one's reading. And so she asked me, what do you want to be thinking all the way through this? And so we talked, discussed it. And really what it all boiled down to is I want to be thinking that it matters. I want to remember that I matter. And I want to be thinking that the work that we're doing matters. It's helping someone. It's changing lives. It's creating opportunities for women to really step into their calling and build a business and make their own money and create financial independence and be independently wealthy, or whatever their goal is, I want to be thinking that it matters. And when I do that, that's what keeps me showing up, right? It's not, oh, how many have signed up or how much revenue has been created by this. Like, yeah, those are great benchmarks, but really what gets me, keeps me showing up, gets me doing the work is that it matters. And I want to connect you through this experience of Envision 2025. I want to connect you deeply to what matters for you, right? And what matters to your clients, what matters to your team and your community and all those that you are or will ever be touched by your work. That's what's going to keep us going, right? Because we all, as humans, I believe we all have a purpose and we want to live into that purpose, right? And when we're not, or when we're half-assing it, then it doesn't feel good. And so often we wimp out and we give up and we don't keep our word. We procrastinate. We don't hit publish and we don't go live, do crazy things like that because we think it doesn't matter. But I want you to know it does matter. It does matter, right? And so I know this is kind of a heavy way of coming at you, but I really deeply want you to internalize this message. I really am feeling called that that's the purpose of this event this year. I guess the foundation of this event is the same every year, but I teach it a little bit differently based on what I've been learning, how I've been growing, what I'm seeing is working for me, working for my clients. So I bring all of that latest and greatest to you. And so I really get in touch with what I want to teach and what I want to be different. And so I'm really feeling connected to you and connected to the message of letting you know how much you matter and how much your work matters. And I hosted a happy hour here recently for my clients and my friends and my connections locally. And it was a room full of a big long table, or a bunch of tables full of women entrepreneurs and women business leaders in the area, and my sisters who are also entrepreneurs and business leaders. But when I looked around at all the beautiful souls, all the beautiful women that were gathered, because I invited them, little old me invited them to be there, it struck me. And it just, like, I almost want to cry right now. It's like the work I'm doing matters. It's what brought these people together. It's what allowed them to create the connections that night that they created. And it allowed me to see some of my clients and team members in real life and give them hugs. And it matters, right? Those connections matter. And so I want you to also think about that for yourself. Like, what you're doing is what your people need. Not everyone, but those that you are best suited to serve and connect with, they want what you're offering and need the help that you offer. And I want you to just think about that impact that you have. And even if you are someone that your service that you provide is like a luxury or an entertainment or whatever, that still matters. It matters to your people, right? And so this is reason number one why I want to encourage you to set goals and a great plan for 2025. And if you would like to do that with me, come and spend 5 days with me live online in December, because you matter and because you take yourself and your business and every single person you're going to help in 2025 and beyond seriously. This is serious, right? Yes, we're going to have fun, and I love having fun. And that's really a big part of what I do. But also, we take ourselves seriously, right? And this really hit home for me recently as I was experiencing some health symptoms that I was concerned about. So I went to see my doctor, and she shared in my concern, and she ordered a bunch of tests for me. And so I had all the tests done, but in the waiting period, I was worried, and I was worried about my health and worried about my longevity. And it really hit me that the time is now, right? We always think, like I've always said my entire life, I was going to live to be 100. And then something like this happens, and I'm like, wow, maybe I'm wrong. And that's okay, right? We are never guaranteed. But what hit me is that the time is now. Whatever I want to do in this life, in the time that I have, I'm going to do it. I got to do it now, right? And because tomorrow or later is never guaranteed, now is the time to live our calling. It's not something to put off until next year or next week or whenever we think we'll get to it. But why not live our calling to its fullest, to our fullest, right? And step into all that we are capable of beginning now. And I'm just feeling this so strongly. And side note, update, all the tests I did, everything came back fine. There's nothing wrong with me. So I'm fully healthy and back on track for living to 100. So there you have it. But it is, I think, important to just, I talk to a lot of women that are like, well, maybe I'll wait until the first of the year, or I'll wait until the kids are older, or I'll wait until, this circumstance is different. But really, those are just limitations that we're putting on ourselves, because I believe there's always a way, and we need to find the way to make it happen now, and not in a way that's injuring to ourselves and not caring for ourselves. But there's always a great reason. And what I tell my kids, like when they ask me, when I say you got to clean your room or whatever, and they're like, well, when should I clean my room? I always say now is always the best time. Don't wait, just do it now, right? Because it's always easier to live your life to the fullest than to live your life half-assed. It really is. And it feels so much better. And why would we want to spend a moment of our lives knowing that we're not living our calling, that we're not all in to everything we want to be all in on, right? And so I want to just invite you and encourage you to consider going on this journey with me and coming to Envision 2025. And so my process for what we're going to be doing each day is, let me see here, I'm going to go over to my process. I had it right up front, and now, oh, here it is. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. So 5 days together. So you can do this process on your own, or you can do it with me and with our group. It's going to be super fun. We're going to have a great time. We're going to have community. We'll have a Facebook group and spend time together and get to know each other, and also go through this work together. And so the way we're going to do it is day one, we are celebrating. We're evaluating, looking back on 2024 and talking about our gains, because it's super important to celebrate your gain. And yes, you might be far away from the goal, but yes, you've also come a long way. And I want you to acknowledge that. It's so important to, as a launch pad to going to keep going and keeping that momentum, right? And then day 2, I'm going to teach how to create goals that you're deeply connected to. I'm going to help you get connected to what really matters to you, because that's the difference between just setting goals, writing a number down and posting it on a Post-it note on your computer that you see every day, and really deeply connecting and feeling into what matters to you, what you really most want to create. And we're going to set those goals, right? And then day 3, we begin creating the plan to make it happen. We break it down into smaller chunks, quarterly, monthly, weekly chunks that make achieving your goals super easy. And then day 4, we're going to talk about the most important part, one of the most important parts that will help you to keep your momentum going all year long, is creating a belief plan. And just as important as creating an action plan, we're also going to create a plan to connect to the importance of your goal, the importance of who you want to become, who you are becoming as a result of this goal, and what you want to believe about yourself and your goal and the impact that you have and why it matters. Because when we create those thoughts and those beliefs ahead of time from that future self, then the energy of the future and the energy of who you are becoming in the future will pull you forward. And I know that might sound a little woo, but really what it is you have to create the belief that what you want to create is possible before you actually create the thing, right? You have to believe that it's possible before you can go out and create it. And so we're going to help you. I'm going to teach you how to create thoughts that will connect you back to your deep desire, connect you back to what matters most, and really motivate you on the toughest days, the days when you feel like you're just getting punched in the face, right? And so not only do we have to have a plan for what we're going to do, but we also have to have a plan for what we're going to think no matter what happens, right? And then day 5, we're going to bring it all together, and I'm going to teach you how to create self-accountability and make sure that you have all the clarity and know deeply what you want to do and how you're going to do it, and then how you're going to measure and evaluate all along the way. Because the secret to achieving goals is problem solving, right? Because there's always going to be hiccups along the way. I don't know anyone, anywhere, anytime that has created a plan and it goes exactly as they imagined it would go. There's always obstacles. And so I want you to have a system where you know how to deal with those and how to problem solve those, right? And you know that no matter what the circumstances are that come up, you always have the ability to respond to them, right? And so that's really going to help make your goals and your plan as inevitable as possible, right? So that's what we're going to be doing. And if nothing else, I want you to walk away from this episode knowing that you matter, your goal matters, the calling on your life matters. And as one of my mentors, Sandra Yancey, says, you can give up on a dream, but you can't give up on your calling. It's with you for life, right? And so it matters, and you matter. And the people that you're going to impact through your business matter. And the money that you make and what you do with it matters. And so when we really ground into that, it's going to help to create amazing goals that feel good. I'm also going to be teaching you how to treat yourself inside your goals so that you stay motivated. You're not afraid of how you're going to be treating yourself in failure, right? And that has been some work that has changed everything for me. And so I talked about that in my last episode about how to stop being failure fragile. And so if you haven't listened to that, I highly recommend you go back and check that out. But I would love to see you at Envision, and we're going to have fun, and I've got some bonuses in there that are going to be very exciting for you. So if you have any questions, reach out to me, but I would love to see you in there. The link to register will be in the show notes. It will also be in the email that notified you of this episode if you're on my email list. But if you just happen to find me today, I'm so excited that this is the episode that you're hearing first of all, because you matter, all right? So I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day and that you go out and have a massive, major, wonderful, momentous impact on the world, all right? I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, if you like this podcast, I want to invite you to become part of my community by signing up for my Friday Selly. The link is in the show notes. Each Friday, I'm going to deliver to your inbox my weekly celebration, as well as my thoughts on the latest in business and marketing. I want to keep you in the know about my upcoming events, free trainings, book clubs, all the fun things, even some free gifts. And of course, I'm going to let you know about these new podcast episodes. I'll see you there.